celebrating the 45th anniversary of the Kodály program at Holy Names this summer, and I thought we would start with a taste of our 40th anniversary. So we're just going to take a little listen to the concert.
Rehearsal.
You probably recognize the piece, Koday's Norwegian Girls. The rehearsal is held here in the chapel, which is where we do a number of our performances. And this is a view from the chapel of San Francisco Bay. Oakland, California is right next to San Francisco, which you can see there in the distance.
Our age of mechanization leads along a road ending with man himself as a machine. Only the spirit of singing can save us from this fate. Kodály realized that most young people lacked any understanding of music. He called the state worse than illiteracy. As he spent more and more time on the emotional and aesthetic education of school children, Kodály created a series of choruses for children. Teach music and singing at school in such a way that it is not a torture, but a joy for the pupil, Kodály said. Instill a thirst for finer music in him, a thirst which will last for a lifetime. From the 1930s onwards, Kodály devoted his full attention to composing for the chorus movement, developing hundreds of singing exercises and expounding his views in essays, articles, and lectures. While many today refer to his body of educational work as the Kodály method, this is a term Kodály himself rejected, because he and his followers incorporated the ideas of numerous foreigners. From England came the curve and hand signs to lend a visual and physical sense to the relationship between notes. The solfa tradition goes back to the system of Guido d'Arezzo in 11th century Italy. Rhythm syllables, a system for expressing rhythmic duration, were adapted from the work of Émile Chéret in 19th century Paris. Movement, such as stepping the beat and performing rhythmic games, was based on the eurythmics of Émile Jacques Dalcroze in Switzerland. All of these techniques, Kodály believed, can help teachers throughout the world to introduce children to the musical language found in their own folk songs. It is the development of instinctive perception and training, and not sophisticated lectures, that brings people nearer to music. In 1966, during a tour of the United States, Zoltán Kodály delivered a lecture at Stanford University, attended by Sister Mary Alice Hine, a professor of music at Holy Names College in Oakland, California. Kodály's radically democratic vision of universal music literacy greatly impressed Sister Mary Alice. Soon, she and her colleagues began searching out and annotating American folk songs, developing a resource to enrich the lesson plans of music teachers studying at Holy Names College. In 1984, the Holy Names College Folk Song Collection, which includes songs from major and minor regional and ethnic groups from throughout the United States, was recognized as a folk music archive by the American Folklife Center of the Library of Congress. It is now available online for music teachers throughout the country who carry forward Zoltán Kodály's spirit of singing.
What you just saw is an excerpt from the American Folk Song Collection website that my colleague Gail Needleman and I created. in about 10 years ago, and it's available free and online. There are some cards here if you'd like to look at it. We don't think we're going to have time to show you the actual folk song website, but it does have these 3 flash movies that are informational for people who don't know much about the Kodály philosophy. So it's a resource for all of you to use if you don't know about it. So as the video showed, the Kodály program at Holy Names was founded in 1969 by Sister Mary Laskey. This is a picture of the first summer class that was held there. The curriculum that Sister Mary Alice put in place at Holy Names was modeled on the teacher training program that was in place here at the List Academy at that time, when the Academy students were trained in both music education and choral conducting and received diplomas in both areas. The List Academy wanted to ensure that music teachers were educated to the same level of musicianship, score preparation, and conducting technique as choral conductors, and that choral conductors had the same understanding of how to develop musical skills, in-tune singing, oral development, reading and writing skills as music teachers. A common curriculum was the best solution. This curriculum, which has been successfully implemented in the Holy Names University Kodály program throughout its 45-year history, includes musicianship, choral conducting, and choir classes. Singing, which underlies all of these courses, is recognized as the best route to developing true musical understanding. Singing provides the best foundation for developing the inner ear. It provides the means to understand tonal relationships in order to read and write fluently. And students take all 3 courses concurrently in order to reinforce learning in each area and help students develop oral and sight singing skills more quickly. The teacher education program portion of the curriculum offers music methodology, pedagogy, peer teaching, and student teaching in local schools. The Kodály Center's master program offers the only graduate level supervised student teaching in the United States. Putting ideas into practice while learning methodology is a critical element in the success of students who come to study at Holy Names. The curriculum also includes folk music, not only to provide teaching materials, but also so that students learn how to express emotions here as well as in conducting and choir classes. The program has produced graduates who teach and conduct throughout the world in North and South America, Australia, Europe, Japan, Taiwan, and the Philippines. And I'd like to show you this morning some important milestones in the history of the Kodály Center, just very briefly. Holy Names hosted the first International Kodály Symposium in 1973. Co-chairs.
Twins. Twins.
They look very alike. They were sometimes confused, the 2 of them, as they were co-chairing the symposium. There's Sister Mary Alice and Judit Kodály, who is also there. And here's a picture of the delegates. I don't know if anybody in this room was there then, but I know Peter Erday was there, and many other Hungarians were there at the time.
Ja.
Yes.
Forrai Kati.
Yes.
Ja.
You might recognize some of them. This symposium in 73 at Holy Names led to the founding of the International Kodály Society in 1975. So we are very proud of this part of our history. Here is a picture from our 25th anniversary, and some of you
Yes.
and there are other people in this room who have played prominent roles at Holy Names besides Judit, Shatsi, Platic, Strolta, and
Lenke.
and Bori Sirani, who also
Bori.
taught there. And it was wonderful to have some of you there for our 25th anniversary. Judit came to Holy Names in 1995 and has been teaching with me almost ever since for these last 20 years that I've been there. And she and I together founded the first Children's Choral Festival at Holy Names University in 1996. And we're celebrating our next festival next Saturday night at that. So I'll have another one. Here's a picture from the 2012 Children's Choral Festival. I would just, before I turn this over to you, I just wanted to say that it's so wonderful to have all the Hungarians in our program that we have had over the years. It's what has made our program so distinctive. teachers, I think. And it's so important for the training of music teachers to have the best. Like Juan said, the best is only the best is good enough for children. It's only the best for training our teachers throughout the world in this philosophy that has been born here in Hungary. And there's been some talk about the tension between access and quality, and it's so important to have the quality there. I think the quality also brings more people. The work that Hungarians have done, and particularly Judit in these last 20 years, has really increased not only the numbers of people in our program, but the quality of the people who come. We have actually had some summers in which we started with maybe 1 or 2 men in the choir, and a lot of the men who are teaching at higher levels in junior high and high school, or what you call it, secondary school, we've had some summers where we've had more men than women in our program, even some members of Chanticleer who have come to study. So, and those programs that are choosing to go the other direction and have less requirements in order to bring more people in, or shorter programs, often are the ones that falter. So I really would advocate for you to, those of you who are running teacher education programs, to really bring the best teachers you can. And it takes a long time to train. We found in the United States it takes a long time to train our own teachers to be able to train the teachers. So without more ado, I want to introduce or to welcome my colleague Judit, who's going to share some of her work there at my meetings.
Thank you, Anne. It is my privilege to join to Anne Laskey. She is a dedicated musician and pedagogue, received OAK's Outstanding Educators Award in 2008 and Holy Names University Faculty Awards in 2011. OAK means Organization of American Kodály Educators. First, please let me allow to say a few words about how my whole life has been influenced by Zoltán Kodály's philosophy. In the 50s, special elementary music schools, we can say singing schools, were open all over the country. Their curriculum in music education followed Kodály's instruction. I think, as you know, there are 3 required characteristics of that in teaching: frequency, excellent teachers, and well-chosen material. Frequency meant that time 6 music lessons a week, that time, in Saturday as well. In my generation, many children were able to attend this kind of school like myself. As a child, I could get a lifelong experience through singing in an adventurous, intense learning process. Unforgettable years came afterwards as well, in high school and in Academy of Music. Wonderful teachers, great musicians led me on my way. After graduation, I wanted to share my knowledge that was based on the joy of singing. Also, my professional life can demonstrate that the truth and success of that concept. I started to teach at different levels and later spent 25 years teaching at the academy, conducting many choirs in Hungary and abroad. One important step was the opportunity to get a chance to be a guest instructor at Holy Names University. I am grateful to get one academic year, later other semesters, to teach musicianship, conducting, and choir. These subjects helped each other during the students' studies to improve their knowledge. Among other Hungarians, please look at this card, this side. I express thanks to predecessors, and Ildikó is here, and my colleagues, Lenke, Saci, and Bori, one of my former students. I am proud of her. So I express thanks to them. Our aim was to introduce the singing-based music learning as preparation of musical reading, writing. I remember my first experience at Holy Names University. In a new situation, in a new country, the task needed more flexibility, understanding, empathy from myself, because some students owned instrumental music degrees. They were certainly excellent musicians. They were experts on their instrument, but their approach of music was different. Their technique was developed, but hearing and singing abilities were deficient. Many songs and warming up exercises were necessary to train vocal cords and correct intonation. Also, relative solfa provided a tool for reading and precise intonation. The first musical material was the 333, we say 333 reading exercises by Kodály, and we started from 2-note tone set. Of course, parallelly, we used many canons, songs, and many joyful musical material. The learning process gradually became faster. Diatony, transposition, modulation were also possible thanks solfa singing. After 1 year intense training in singing, it was possible to perform part songs with partners. There were some students who came daily for daily practice there. The students' intonation and phrasing showed understanding of music. Solfa singing was an incredible help to improve inner hearing and imagination of intervals, motifs, phrases. Students had to recognize that theory, intellectual work, and singing, physical work as well, make a good balance between mind and body. The whole personality is, or has to be, a very active part of learning and performing music. The students developing made me brave to choose more and more difficult pieces for the choir. Many students, after graduating, have followed Kodály's educational system, applying it from elementary years to the teacher training level. Their names can be found on the card as well. Now, I would like to show some examples from the choir repertoire during my time at Holy Names University. It is almost 19 years, or there were years and summer courses. At final concerts of semester or yearly 3-week summer institutes, we performed more than 160 pieces. These choral works represent different styles of music history, sung in 7 languages. These musical examples show you short excerpts of 3 concerts from final event of summer institutes from 2007, 2012 and 13, and one from another concert. So I think we have time to listen to these excerpts. Of course, these are not polished enough. It is a fruit of 3-week works with them. But I think it is important to see and listen to their singing abilities and the level of music making. That was a concert in 2007. There are only 1 minute. Even Al Parone conducted this piece, because at our concerts, students also conducted pieces. So Evan Al Parone conducted this. And the same concert, there was a Rutter piece, and an excellent pianist played the accompaniment. This is another concert. It was last year, the 45. We celebrate this this 45th anniversary twice, last year and this year as well. Another student conducting. This is the next piece, the Hartyányi. Thank you. That was one of the most difficult pieces for this choir. Of course, every year we have different people with different background, musical background, and sometimes we will have many girls and just a few men. But if we are lucky and have more men, sometimes very good male part of the choir, so we can step forward, and that was this moment. And we used solfa, of course. So we used solfa not only in a bass and madrigal or at other pieces, for other pieces, but here as well. And they could follow the changed solfa names and the modulation. They could follow it very well. You could listen to Cherry Zsófi yesterday, and he worked on the same piece with the Erker Ferenc mixed choir, and she did the solfa singing as well with an amateur choir here, and I did there. And it was successful. Of course, the sound is not very fine. We try, and that was the end of the concert. And of course, the previous one, the bass and madrigal, was sung by a smaller group, conducting group, lap choir, and they are much smaller. So that's why the sound is different. You could hear. Please, the other one. Hagyja végig, hagyja végig. Csak ezután várjon egy kicsit a videó előtt. Jó? They were Shakespeare songs, you know, we celebrate his 450th birthday this year. And I would like to finish this presentation with a DVD recording of Kodály Zoltán's piece, Esti Dal. It was taken at a gala concert of the OEKE conference in Dallas in 2010. I would like to show it because many Holy Names Kodály trained teachers sent their students there, their pupils there. There was a huge choir, more than 100 singers there, and they came from 35 countries, and quartets came from those places. And of course, I sent the music in advance, so they came prepared.
35 states.
Yeah, what? Yes, states. Thank you. Yes, and they came there with a well-prepared knowledge, of course, but we had only 4 days to prepare the concert. There was a children's choir, a girls' choir, and that was a youth choir, a mixed choir there. So please, the video. No. I think these excerpts are convincing about the success of our common work, common effort, And thank you for Anne, and thank you for you. So thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.